What's good, everybody? Remember 17 here. We got some UFC 5 news. So first thing with UFC 5, you guys did the poll. Marshall Mine had dropped the poll, and I told y'all in my most recent video that y'all guys should probably go vote on this poll, and EA ended up listening. Y'all wanted, out of the highest thing that got rated in that poll was rotating a group of 2 or 3 every 30 minutes. They ended up going with 3. So if you guys want to take a look at the online ranked weight class rotations, that will be in the description for this video, and you guys can go check out the link on Twitter for what Mr. EA Hey Steve Dave had posted. So the other reason why we're here today, we're going to take a look at the top ranked fighter ratings, right? So with the top ranked fighter ratings and all that fun stuff, it's cool, but I kind of think it's misleading. Why is it misleading? So UFC 4, for example, had a lot of guys who I deemed fake 4-stars, right? The guys like Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, and lightweight that played significantly better than their 4.5-star or better than other 4-stars rated in that same weight class. Why was that? Well, because the star ratings, one, I've never been a fan of it too much. I preferred the letter grade ratings. And 2, it's just movesets, right? So when it comes down to this top 5 fighter ratings, let's look at Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's going to have, say, let's actually go down to the weight class, right? So I can use that as a point, right? Sean Strickland's rated below Adesanya, and the first thing people are going to say, oh, he's the champ, he should be rated higher. It's not how it works, because in the game, Sean Strickland's going to be like the first guy you see because he's a champion. When it's going by these ratings and these top 5 fighter ratings, right? Let's look at Sean Strickland. What is he best at, right? He has his 1-2, good 3, good body shots. A lot of it's really punch-oriented. And then when it comes to the kicks, the really best kick that he has is his body teeps, right? His body teeps are really good. I think they're getting buffed to like about, I think, a 4-star, right? For his rear body teep. I think the lead teep to a 3, if I'm not mistaken. But that's where he's good at, right? He's not going to get a huge buff increase in takedowns or anything like that. He's not going to have a crazy kickboxing moveset, a level 5 kickboxing moveset, because he beat Adesanya. He didn't out kickbox him. He beat him where he's good at. So he got buffed in those areas to where he's good at. Adesanya obviously took a little bit of a hit in specific areas, but due to the strength of his schedule and everybody said he's beaten a ton of top 5 guys, ranked opposition over a set period of time on his moveset, and he's also going to have not just high-level boxing like Sean Strickland, but he's also going to have a high-level Muay Thai, high-level kickboxing, high-level kicks all around, as opposed to just having a strong area here. So when they rate them on paper with the star ratings and everything else like that, Adesanya is going to be rated higher. But how you play him is going to be more important than what he's rated here on paper. If we were to compare the two, for example, if we were to compare Adesanya and Strickland, right? So let's go Israel Adesanya, and let's go Sean Strickland, right? So kick power, punch speed, kick speed, body strength, right? Punch power, Adesanya showed more Oko power. Sean Strickland dropped him, so he's gained a buff to his cross. So he's going to have a level 5 cross, but Adesanya has shown more cases of dropping more people, right? And then we're going to have 91 takedowns for Sean Strickland. Cut resistance is better for Strickland. Chin is pretty much just basically about the same stuff. Same thing here. It's just 1 number higher. Cardio is better for Strickland, and he's going to have a bunch of cardio perks that's really going to have him at 100, so to speak. Punch speed, he's going to have fast hands. So they're both going to be at 100 punch speed. This has 96, this has 95, but I'm pretty sure Adesanya either has laser focus or fast hands. Sean Strickland's going to have fast hands, so they both have 100 punch speed. Kick speed, Adesanya's going to be faster there. Accuracy, they're both going to be at 99, 100, one of those two. They're going to be at 99, 100 for their punches and whatnot. I mean, for the accuracy in general. So this is where I'm talking about, right? The perks, the move set, the move levels. Those are more important than just looking at things at a flat point with regards to the ratings. If we look over at bantamweight, for example, Peter Yan's not listed here, but I guarantee you people are still going to be rocking Yan a lot more than they're going to be rocking Aljamain Sterling or Marlon Vera or Corey Sandhagen. I mean, Corey Sandhagen plays better in this game, but we'll have to see. But my point is, you're still going to see a lot of the best guys from the last game still play a huge factor in this game. Like, they don't even have Robert Whittaker listed in the top 5, but I guarantee you Bobby Knuckles is going to play better than whatever version of Bisping this is. So I want y'all to take this into consideration. Now, of course, you can go, this is on the EA official website. You guys can go check out top 5 fighter ratings. You're not able to look at the ratings, so to speak. And one little new rating here with the cut resistance stat. This will also play a part with everything with the cut icons, damage icons, everything of that nature, right? If we were to compare GSP to the current champion, Leon Edwards, right? There's going to be some things that Leon Edwards is better at. GSP is going to have probably, likely, the edge in the grappling department all around. Cut resistance wise, though, GSP has lower cut resistance. So if you keep targeting a specific side of his face, and you keep cutting him up, and you start to accrue damage on that side, it leans more in Leon's favor. So just because there's a stat differential in a specific area does not mean that this guy's the end-all, be-all W guy. Because you have to now look at cut resistance, which, funny enough, was listed as cut susceptibility, but that wouldn't make sense linguistically to have susceptibility be at 100, because that means you're more susceptible to cuts. So cut resistance is the proper term. So my point is, with this, you have this resource now. You can compare the numerical stats of fighters just going on the EA website. But keep in mind, when the game drops, 3 things you guys got to pay attention to. Move levels, perks, right? Move levels, perks, and move sets. That's going to be the 3 most important things when it comes to choosing your fighter, or who you're going to be rocking with the most, right? If you like Muay Thai guys, you're probably going to rock with more high-level Muay Thai guys. Doesn't matter if the guy has high level this and that. If your game is more oriented towards kicks and whatnot, that's going to be important. Another caveat that I'm going to have to add too, we have lightweight, right? We have Khabib. But how many times you guys really see Khabib being used in top-ranked play? Makhachev a little bit more now, but it was like late cycle after he got buffed after beating Volkanovski. But you didn't really see Khabib. Why? Because the takedowns range was pitiful. Pitiful takedown ranges. In UFC 3, I give that game praise where it's due. I don't like. I was one of the top players on that game, but I give them credit where it's due. Outside of the takedown counters, which were busted beyond belief, the low single. One example: if you had a max GA low single with Khabib Nurmagomedov, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get it, because his stat rating mattered more. This is a 98 takedown defense. You guys saw in the gameplay that I had with Martial Mind playing against Charles Oliveira, and I'm using Rafael Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos has a pretty good takedown rating, but that takedown entry looks slow as molasses. I'm not the greatest wrestler in the world, but you guys have seen my takedown clips, and it's a lot faster than whatever the game is portraying. And I don't know what it is with EA not wanting to kind of give the grapplers what they really need to make things work, especially when you're promoting this new transition-based system. You want to get the fight down to the ground. That's all for nothing if the grappling and the GA is still playing around the same playing field. The takedowns are just, they're just pitiful ranges. So that needs to get adjusted before we can go and say Khabib is the #1 fighter. It's going to say this probably because of subs, probably because of health stats, grappling moveset, clinch moveset. Same thing with Makhachev. I'd argue Makhachev obviously has like better striking than Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's what I would say. And I think he would play better than Khabib in this the way that the current meta plays. I don't know striking animations wise. I don't know. But this is my point. Move sets, move levels, perks, those 3 things. And then the outlier is EA has to stay on top of making sure they balance out the grappling, so where we're not having guys who are listed #1 here, but if you still match them up against Conor McGregor, what's the highest percentage? What's the best chance of a Conor beating a Khabib? It's pretty high in the game. ESFL, when the game first dropped for UFC 4, the most picked fighter that had like the best win weight was Conor. It was Conor. If you had a Conor versus Khabib, you were likely to win with Conor. It was very, very rare for you to really win in comp play with Khabib Nurmagomedov, especially after a lot of the grappling nerfs came in. There's a lot of changes, and I'll probably get on that in a separate video that I'll do, especially after the game drops. I want to see what they have when the game launches before I drop more criticism, because that's an issue of mine that I've had with UFC 4 for quite some time. And of course, we got to address this right here. Why? What is this? What did they do to my boy Aljo? I know this is a placeholder. Like I told y'all on Twitter, this is a placeholder. He's supposed to have his braids, but y'all couldn't just... He got braids right now. You couldn't just slap on some braids that's a placeholder instead of this? And disrespectful to Aljo. He just needs a new model in general. But, all in all, this is now a resource you guys have available to y'all. Better. And, it helps you out with the fighter ratings and getting to see where everybody stacks up numerically. But, move level, I'm going to keep saying it. Move levels, move sets, perks. Those 3 things are going to come into play a lot when you're having all of these matchups. I'm excited. The game is dropping within a few days, so I'm gonna be streaming probably early mornings when this game drops. I have a lot scheduled, like the first 2 days or so with early access and whatnot in the afternoon. I got some things I gotta handle, so I'm gonna try to stream early in the morning when possible, and then after that we're gonna change the schedule to split between the mornings and late time nighttime. So late time nighttime. But so that's gonna be it for this quick little breakdown video on fighting ratings and whatnot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop some in the description.